Well, here's another quick fix video from RC Jim. What do you do when your beautiful Corsair decides it wants to nose over after it's landed and flop over and hit the tail on the ground? Well, in this particular case, it broke off the vertical fin right about here. And that, I just put some 30-minute epoxy on it, stuck it on there, and that's fine. But then it also busted the hinge on the rudder down about halfway. So that's the thing that I want to show you how to fix. Now, as you've got the fin off, naturally, it's broken on the top part here. Bottom part I've sliced off with a hobby knife. Leaving all of that material on there because that's going to help define where it goes, and it'll also fill in that air gap in between the rudder and the vertical fin, so it gets nice airflow going across and it's not sucking it through from one side to the other. I've decided to use pin type hinges, so I got these 1/8" pins and good old barbecue skewer. So I've decided where I want the hinges in places that are easily identifiable. These lines, panel lines here, they go across for a little bit onto the vertical stabilizer. So I'm going to put one right on this bottom line, one on the top line, and then one in between, halfway between those, and that'll define the positions for me. So we just take the barbecue skewer, line it up carefully, sight down it to make sure we're going straight, both vertically and horizontally, and we just shove it in there for the distance that we need, and we figure that's about right. And then what we're going to do is mix up some epoxy, take a wire, mix it, stick it around in there, poke in the hinge, get the hinge to where the pin is in that middle part of the thing, and of course where I've cut it down the middle, so I know that's how far out I want to be. We make sure that we've got it to where when you bend it 90 degrees, it is 90 degrees this way. So you've got it 90 degrees that way because of your hole, but this way we want to rotate it to make sure that that goes horizontal when it's out here. We'll put the other two in there, put the holes in the other side, put the glue in there, stick it on there, and hey, Bob's your uncle. Job's done. Hold that thought, Houston, we got a problem. Yeah, we got the bumps, the top 3 bumps there to correspond with these 3 things, but where's the bottom one? So what do? Well, we've got the hinge in there, and that comes out a little bit. We've got some bits up here that we can match up to get it exactly in the right spot. So we get here to match up the jagged bits with where they go. Get it lined up on the bottom, and then we just push in. And as we push in on it, it makes a dent, and that marks where our bottom one goes. So now we can take our skewer, and it's very hard for me to do without getting in the way of the camera. The skewer will be right in the middle there. And with this, I like to get it started. Have a look, sight down it. On this, you could also sight down the ribs to make sure that you're in line. But for this one, we just have to try and get it horizontal. And I'm just lining up a rib with the skewer, and that looks like it's very horizontal. And just need to take the back side over this way a little bit. And we push straight in, verifying as we go. Okay. You can have a little mark on your skewer to tell you how far you need to go, but that'll be that one. Verify that the top one is going to be on this. So we get in line with that one. And then this one is going to be halfway between these guys. I need a bigger flight deck here. Okay, between those two marks, halfway. Horizontal, I'm looking at this, I'm looking at that. And straight in. Okay, so that's got our holes. Now I mix up our glue and put the hinges together. Okay, so we've got our hinges, we've got our glue mixed up, we're ready to go. One thing I like to do before putting these things is put a drop of glue on the hinge part itself. If you got too much, you can just touch it on something to get rid of any drips. Then we get the glue on the piece of wire. Some glue on the wire. And we work it into the hole. Work it all around in there. Get it all nice and sticky everywhere. Okay, and then we get glue onto the hinge itself. And we don't need an awful lot, but get that to where it's greased up nicely. Okay, and then we put that into the hole, push it down until the pin is even with the center line, and make sure that it's perpendicular when it goes sideways. Okay, and we get our next one. We get some glue on this pin, what you call it? Let's work that in and out, in and out, in and out. Just push it around on the sides. Okay. Put a drop of glue on there. Get this with some glue on it. Push that in there. Pin on the center line. Horizontal. And the last one. Notice I have this angled down like that, so if there's any drip, it's going to go to the bottom. And then with that drip on the bottom, I can touch it on something and get rid of the drip, so I know it's not going to drip down where I want the glue. Where there is an excess, get rid of it. You can use alcohol on a piece of rag or acetone to clean things up if need be. Now we've got our fin, or our rudder, and these I have to do them all at once. And this, by the way, is why you're going to use 30-minute epoxy, as if it was 5-minute, it'd be already going off. And now I've got to get the glue onto the actual hinge pins. Top and bottom is easy because it'll support itself, but trying to get the sides, you'll have to, so then get your fingers sticky. And of course, if you get your fingers sticky, then you need to get them cleaned off before you grab a hold of the fin. Well, probably better if you didn't get them sticky. Okay, get one on one end. There we go. And now we're going to push it until it goes all the way together. And here we've got a good example why we've got the oil in the hinge is that some of the epoxy came out. Some epoxy came out, and we'll do our best to clean it up. This one's hard to get at. So let that harden, and that should do a good job. Epoxy is set, and she's working great. I trust that this has been helpful to you. So if you like it, subscribe. Yeah, right over there. and have a look at some of the other videos on the channel. You have a great day and enjoy your flying and fixing.